Today I will be reviewing a movie that I got on eBay for a really good price. I actually bought it kind of more on blind buy because I didn't actually look too much into it before I bought it. Because I got this movie and one other movie from a person, and I think it was like total. I think I paid out like $7 or $8 after shipping for both movies and the shipping cost. That movie is Electric Dragon 80,000V, which means 80,000 volts. Basically, the movie is about, I'll give you a quick rundown of it. It's about Dragonite Morrison, who's a reptile investigator, grew up finding lost reptiles. And throughout this movie, he's actually trying to find this one certain reptile. But let me kind of get back to about him. He actually is, like when he was a kid, what happened to him was he was playing on like this, I wouldn't say transformer type thing. It's like the electric towers you see all over the place. He was messing around with one of those, and he ended up just getting electrocuted really badly. Well, surprisingly, it doesn't kill him. It actually gives him powers, and he's able to use electricity. But he actually kind of makes it in his own body, and so they show him at times where he has this bed type thing where he straps himself down to when he gets over too much energy and everything. It's towards the night, and he also plays his guitar to release a lot of that energy. But pretty much what's going on with him is he's looking for this reptile and everything like that. But then there's this other guy who's a cable repairman who is known as Thunderbolt Buddha, who actually he has this metal thing over his face, or half of his face that looks like a Buddha head. I mean, you can see through the eye, but it's over half his face. He pretty much is, he becomes evil, and he looks at Dragonite as his nemesis, and pretty much he starts following him around. He starts following Dragonite around, watching him, seeing what he does, seeing what pretty much can affect him, how he can get at him, and he also, Thunderbolt Buddha also has power of electricity. But it's kind of weird because they actually say at one point of the movie, where they say that he actually got hit by a bolt of electricity. Even though I don't know if that's actually, I'm kind of confused on that part, if this electricity you see him use is a little different, But getting back to the story, Electric Buddha wants pretty much to fight him, to kill him, and at one point Dragon Knight goes home and all his reptiles are killed, and his guitar that he used to release a lot of this energy is destroyed. Um, and he tries to put it back together. It doesn't really quite work. And he gets pissed off and basically goes after the person who did this. Then they have like this big long. Sorry if I pause any time. They have this big long battle between the two, which is pretty badass. And they're on like this rooftop, and at times he's like ripping these wires up and just he's going at him. But then he starts getting Dragon Knight starts getting beat up and getting worn down at one point, and basically he just recharges himself and goes at him. But it's in the sense of like you don't really see him like use like he won't shoot out lightning bolts at anyone or anything like that. He just gets this energy and this strength to do this, and pretty much it seems like it transfers whenever it hits someone. You know, it's like it affects them a little bit more. But yeah, overall, this movie is great. It's only 55 minutes long. It's black and white. It actually stars, if any of you guys have seen Ichi the Killer, it stars the person who played Kakihara. I cannot pronounce his name, so I'm not going to try to pronounce it on here. But he plays in there, and then the guy who plays as... oh wait, no. It's directed by cult icon Sogo Ishii, who did Burst City, Gojo, and Angel Dust. But I knew that there was something that drew me towards this because I love Ichi the Killer, and I thought this guy on the cover kind of looked like him. I didn't really do too much research, like I said before I bought it, but it was definitely worth it after I got this and I watched it. It was definitely worth the money. This is actually a 2-disc set that comes with it's a limited edition with a bonus soundtrack. The music in this movie is great. I love it. It's kind of like this crazy, like, I don't know. They call it electric rock and roll on this, which is kind of a lot of more noise oriented and like distortion and reverb and like feedback type sounds. But it's very cool nonetheless. I suggest anyone pick this up. I know this wasn't a horror movie this week. I decided to do something that I have never heard anyone talk about. I've never heard one person in my life to ever talk about this film. And I think this movie came out in, I think, 2001. Yeah, 2001 was the original release date. Discotheque didn't release it until 2006. Basically, if you're into this type of stuff, definitely check it out. If you're into stuff that's a little more different than the typical mainstream stuff. And this definitely shows that the Japanese cinema is truly original and actually can go a little bit further than just typical ghost stories and bullshit like that. Even though I'm not, I actually should say bullshit like that because I do like some of the ghost stories that they've done, like the original Ringu movies were pretty cool. But like I was saying though, this is just a great movie. Overall, definitely check it out. It's well worth it. It's like 55 minutes long, so it's good. It's nice, short, quick, but it has such a great, interesting story. And if you're a fan of anime or like the manga type stuff, you'll probably like this also because it kind of has that vibe in ways of that. It's kind of has I think it's noir type of value to it. Also with the black and whites and the way they use everything. But yeah, it's just an original movie. Really cool concept. Great visuals. Awesome music. Really cool actors. There's not much more I can say about this, but definitely check this one out. Pick it up if you get a chance to, if you find it for a good price. Alright guys, take it easy and don't forget to come back all week. And bye.
250で2000万ボルトだ